We're back with a new episode of the True North Racing Podcast. This episode, we're going to celebrate champions in Ontario as well as chatting with a few of them. Let's get started.
Ain't no hesitation, got me going crazy. Keep it moving, I'm tuned in to True North Racing, the podcast that you need if you got the need for speed. John Morrison interviewing guests in the industry. Hey, short track, stock car racing, gotta get it hype. Saturday night under the lights, hear the engine rooming by. Smell the gas and feel the vibe, going into overdrive. Drop the flag, then the car zooming by. Hey, True North Racing, let's go.
Hey guys, I'm Megan Mitchell. I'm so happy to be back after taking a few weeks off. I've missed recording. Joining me, as always, is Jon Morrison. Jon, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm great. I'm happy to be back in the studio, Megan. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. Same as always.
What you been up to lately?
Not a whole lot of anything. Just working.
Are we just gonna gloss over the fact that we just were in the falls on the last weekend?
Fair enough, yeah. Fair enough.
We have not been in our studios and wherever we want to crawl spaces, wherever we want to call where we are.
Literally.
We haven't done this in about a month now, and that's all just the same old. Like, we didn't just go to Niagara. We didn't go hang out together. Back in October, we didn't go out for dinner. You, Garrison, myself, and Jacqueline.
Yeah.
You're just gonna gloss all that over. Y'all celebrated a birthday recently. Come on.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I don't even remember the last time we recorded, so what all we would have missed.
The last time we recorded. Oh my goodness, that was Reeser, Calvin Reeser.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last one you were here for,
right?
Because I ended up doing a last minute replacement one while you were where you were at Frosttoberfest.
That's
and
right.
I was like, oh, maybe I'll just have some fun on the mic or something like that for the night. And then traction started to pick up. We got Jay Pepin signed on, and then just boom, it just grew from there. And
yeah,
we definitely missed you. It felt weird not having you on the show.
Yeah, it's weird not doing it.
But you know what, though? We're back.
Yes, we have missed a lot.
We have missed a lot. How was Frosttoberfest? How about that?
It was good. I went for the Sunday, and yeah, it was pretty good. I think my favorite was definitely the late models, watching JR up there, and Gressel too, watching their battle. That was probably the best racing that I've seen in a couple of years, so that was really cool. It was fun. There's some decent weather.
Yeah, if you got pretty decent weather, you can't really go wrong with a good day at the racetrack, that's for sure.
No, definitely.
It's better than the late July, early August when the temperature's like 37 degrees with humidity, and you're just like, oh my God, how are we going to survive today?
Right.
And like, I'm not even in a race car, and I'm just like, I don't even know how I'm surviving. Like, I just can't imagine any of you guys.
It sucks.
No, I can imagine. I'm surprised a lot of you guys don't have the cool air boxes, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
At least something to bring the air in.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's even a lot more divisions don't have that.
Mm-hmm. Because it gets pretty hot. And I mean, I'm just in like a single layer suit. I can't imagine the guys and girls that are in like double and triple layers. Like, no, thank you. No, thank you.
So after Frosttoberfest, we kind of both laid low for a little bit, I think. I don't think anything big really happened recently. I don't think Jacqueline and I got engaged at all.
No, you didn't. Not at all.
So for anyone who doesn't follow us closely on social media, on October 22nd of 2022, I took the leap of faith here and got down on one knee and asked Jacqueline to marry me. And Fortunately for me, she said yes, or else I would have looked really awkward standing on the dock. Um, so Jacqueline and I are engaged now. We are starting to plan a wedding, which is crazy to think. Like, we just got engaged just 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
and we're already looking at venues already. Like, it's, to me, it still doesn't feel real that we're engaged.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we're like already looking at venues. It's like, holy crap, girl.
She's excited though. Oh
Oh,
my god.
she is. You know what though? I feel like that's a lot of women though.
Yeah.
They get truly excited when it's their time to get married.
Oh, definitely.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful time, and yeah, so that's probably like the biggest thing that's happened in my life about the past month.
Mhm.
And then last weekend there we all headed down to Niagara to go celebrate Rachel's birthday, which, as we're recording this, is the day 2 days after. 2 days after.
Yeah.
So happy belated birthday, Rachel Mitchell. Um, we all went down and we celebrated her birthday, Jacqueline's birthday, and kind of like we all kind of like, it was like a joint celebration kind of night
Yeah.
weekend. It was great.
Just
Um,
celebrating everything.
huh?
Just celebrating everything.
You know what? Sometimes you just need that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Um, and that leads us to tonight, which we're recording on a different night than we usually do because I made a mistake and we got on here at like 7:30, and uh our guest isn't showing up till 8:30, so we're just like, oh, you know what, we'll let's just have some fun. Let's just knock this off of the list, and then that way our Sunday night can be a little bit nicer. Um, let's congratulate the 2022 champions. Um, while I pull up that list, uh, it's gonna take a couple seconds here. Megan, oh, you guys went go-karting recently. How was that?
Yeah, we went to Speed Quest, I believe it's called, in Kitchener.
Yeah,
That was cool because it's an oval track, so it doesn't have all these like left and right hand turns. So it was different. They're electric go-karts, and in all honesty, I don't think they like the fact that we that we raced each other
probably not.
the way we would race each other on the track. So,
Yeah,
we kind of got they cut power to our carts to spread us apart. So that was interesting, but it was fun. It was a different experience.
who was the big winner of the day?
Once again, none other than my brother Chase.
Hey, you know what? I think
He's
I think y'all need to get him into a cart and see
yeah.
what he can do. I think he would do very well.
hmm he's a wheelman. I don't know.
Now we just need to translate
Like,
that into stock cars.
yeah. I mean, he does pretty good in the pure
Uh,
stock.
I'm
I
not saying he
think
doesn't.
no, but I think if he actually had a full season, like April to September,
Yeah,
I think he'd be a force. Like if I had to step out just to allow him to run a full season by himself, I'd love to see where he'd end the season because like I can admit that kid, he's got more talent than I do. Everyone's
yeah,
like, yeah, but you won a feature race. I'm like, yeah, but I started outside pole. Like this kid can move through a pack.
yeah.
Like it's impressive. So yeah, it
Well,
was cool.
I'm sure we're gonna get him lined up again once in 2023, and
Mm-hmm.
see what he can do behind a full season in a pure stock at Flamborough Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Excited but nervous.
how's it going, everyone? Before we continue on with this week's champions episode of the True North Racing Podcast, I want to talk to you briefly about Insanity Speed Labs. Insanity Speed Labs is a World of Outlaws league on the PS4. They run 6 nights a week, including and tonight they are running the pro late models at 8 p.m. They also run the 410 sprint cars, the super late models, the UMP modifies, the 305 sprint cars, and the big block modifies. All divisions take up one night a week for 12 weeks. So it's a great way to be involved in a series. If you like racing once a week or twice a week, whatever you guys want to do, you guys can jump on there and be involved in online racing. It is a relatively new league with a bunch of drivers from what my understanding is. And yeah, I've been talking to Brian Gamble about it for the past little bit, and it looks like it's a great league. He put me on his cars, which is awesome. Thank you, Brian. They are running a big race on November 23rd with $100 to win. If you are looking to be in a online racing league and can't afford iRacing, but you do have the World of Outlaws game, head on over and check out Insanity Speed Labs on Facebook and get in touch with them and get yourself into a racing league on the World of Outlaws game. Now let's get back to the True North Racing Podcast. Let's get into our pace lap. So
all right.
So this one, we're going to list off our champions in Ontario for 2022. And we're going to do it by alphabetically for the Speedway. So that way because I already made this list up like 3 weeks ago. So at Delaware Speedway in the bone stocks, we have Joe Lawrence. In the V8 stocks, it was Kyle Mesenberg. Super stocks was Jay Dewar. Late model was Ray Mornard Jr. Flamborough Speedway in the pure stock was Reese Bourgeois. Mini stock was Bobby Mercer. Super stock was Lane Zardo. In the late models, it was Mark Burbridge. Added there, we want to congratulate the CVM champion in TJ Marshall. Full Throttle Motor Speedway in the junior late models was Del Freiberger. Mini trucks, Austin Arnell. Fun stock was Mark Merritt. Mini stock, Thomas Wunsch. Street stock, James Hunt. Thunder truck, Jason Vale. Late model, Junior Farley. Varney Hot Rods, Rob War. And Crazy Train, the Crayon Crew. And that was at Full Throttle Motor Speedway. Sauble Speedway, we seen Wade Thorne take home the championship in the combined force. United Eats in the Roots Gaspar United Eats was Caden Wright. INEX Legend Cars was Cody Wilds. In the junior late models, it was Ryder White. Down in Southern Ontario Motor Speedway in the late models was Jake Hooker. Mini mods was Sean McNally. Mini stock was Ryan Boyer. Modifies was Joel Dick. In the Thunder stock, it was Steve Shaw. Sunset Speedway, we saw Jacob Booth. Mini stock, Jason D. Antimo. I really hope I'm saying that correctly. If I'm really sorry, Jason. Super stock was Garrett Tamirsma. Pro late model was Denny Benedict. Junior late model was Jake Spencerwalt. And the limited late models was Dustin Momberket. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of up at Peterborough Speedway, and my mouse keeps moving on me. So like it keeps like rotating some stuff. Up at Peterborough Speedway in the bone stock was Steve Finnegan. Mini stock was Jeremy Kelly. Renegade trucks was Kyle Gordon. Late model was James Townsend. In the super stock, it was Bailey Jacobs. At Oswego Speedway, mini stocks was Tyler Fantasy. Thunderstock was Dave Bailey. Crate sprints was Lucas Smith. In the 360 sprints, it was Corey Turner. Down at Maryville Speedway, we had seen in the 4-cylinder division, Tyler LaFantasy again taking home the mini stocks down there. Mod Light, we see Brent DeGallo. Hoosier stock, Dave Bailey. Dirt car sportsman was Cody McPherson. The 358 mods was Gary Lindbergh / Ryan Sousis. Cornwall Speedway was in the 358 mods was Corey Wheeler. Sportsman was Ryan Stabler. Novice sportsman was Tristan Ladossiere. Pro stock was Dave Seguin. Mini stock was Alex Charbonneau. Brighton Speedway in the mini stocks was Carter Rhodes. Thunder stocks was Tyler French. This is at Brighton Speedway now. Thunder stock was Tyler French. Late model was Steve Baldwin. Canadian modified was Wade. Oh my god. I'm like moving like a quarter inch and it's like jumping like half page. In the Canadian modified was Wade Purchase. Comp 4 was Tommy Bailey. In the Stinger division, it was Jordan Pickle. Down at Brockville Speedway, sportsman was Bobby Harrington. The novice sportsman was Sean Hodge. Street stock was Brett Horner. Mini stock, Jamie Lacroix. 358s was Chris Arabe up at Thunder City Speedway. I'm sure this is not a speedway most people actually heard of, but it's actually in Canada, and it's up in Thunder Bay. Midwest Modified seen David Simpson, Hornet, Cameron Ellis, Superstock, Cole Chernowski, Street Stocks, Darren Wolframe, and in the Modify was Jason Tapozzini. So those are your 2022 champions from asphalt and dirt side here in Ontario. Congratulations to every single one of them. Got to get also shout out to Andy Camrath in the Oscar Modifieds, Steve Book in the Hot Rods, JR Fitzpatrick in the APC Late Model Series. We also got to go Mike Norris in the Ontario Pro Challenge. We also got to go Pete Vanderwist in the Quick Wick Superstock Series. So that's your list of champions for Ontario racing here. So
Crazy.
that's a lot of people.
It is.
So on the show, we currently have a couple champions we're working with, and that is Thomas Wunsch. He drove the mini stock up at Full Throttle Motor Speedway. We talked to him a couple weeks ago, and I'm sure Megan was a little more intimidated by him just because he's 12 years old.
Literally,
and he's a back-to-back mini stock champion.
There's a lot of potential behind that kid.
Oh yeah, and next year we're going to see him traveling around, which is going to be lots of fun. And when we're recording this, we have Kenny McNicol Jr. joining us, which is he won the Great Lakes Legends Series Championship this year, which was I think their inaugural season. But we're gonna ask Kenny when he gets in here later on, anyways. And we're hoping to get a couple more lined up, and we're gonna record those guys on Sunday. So when you guys are listening and you guys, oh, why wasn't it? We recorded earlier and we didn't know you guys were coming on. Let's jump over to the CVM update real quick. So the champion for this year was the 15 of TJ Marshall. The rookie of the year was the 14 of Scott Tonelli. We do have a new committee, not really too much of a new committee for 2023. I stayed, Brenda stayed, but TJ moved from vice president to president. Jay Pepin, who was a rookie last year, is now the vice president. Scott Tonelli joined the committee. Rick Williger joined the committee. AJ stayed. There's a couple of us who still stayed from the 2022 committee, but it's looking like it's going to be a great year. I think we're aiming at a new title sponsor. I haven't heard nothing yet. I think I don't know. I'm going to reach out to a couple guys later and see what the plan is when we're going to announce it. Who the title of the sponsor is for next year, but we'll see. I'm going to talk about my favorite thing real quick. And that's next on the list here is JoMo Media. So we're kicking off the off season with the first ever Winter Blue Street Stock iRacing series. It is just going to be a for fun league. We are running 10 races starting November. Oh boy, when did I say we were starting this? Oh my God, I'm a terrible person now. All right, hold on. Jesus, I think the first race is next week.
I feel like that is right. I saw it on there.
Yeah, first race. No, yeah, November 23rd. So we got a little bit.
Okay.
If you would like to join the series, just DM us on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And oh my God, sorry, there's something stuck to the bottom of my foot there. That was a weird feeling. Anyways, back to it. Yeah, if you want to join the JoMo Media Winter Blue Street Stocks iRacing series, just DM us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Some new things happening in 2023. As you guys know, we have started jomomedia.ca, which is our official website. We are working on getting drivers who want to work with us in 2023 up onto the page. Megan, we can count in on MRC Racing for being a part of that.
Yes.
I know I'm putting you all on the spot for this.
We got one more new driver for you.
One more new driver?
under the MRC.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
All new for this year, guys, though, is we are essentially creating a page within within the website for you guys where we're gonna put up your vlogs or blogs from not vlogs, vlogs or write-ups that I do. Your finishing orders are gonna be there. We're gonna put up pictures. We're gonna have your crew. It's essentially gonna be a nice little web page for you guys. For any drivers who want to work with us. It is also a place where you guys can send us your logos and for your sponsor section. And if you guys send us your links for them too, so I can get them correct, I will link your sponsors to that. How cool is that going to be when you open up the page and there's your sponsor? Then if you click it, it goes straight to their page.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to be or looking to be a JoMo Media driver in 2023, head on over to our promotion section on jomomedia.ca. And all the pricing, all the information is there. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. I have no issues answering questions about it. I have 6 up there now, and I think I have to add 3 more. So we're at 9 drivers already for 2023, and it's the season hasn't even started yet, and we're off to I think some decent numbers for next year, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, we got some. Megan and I are gonna have some things we got to talk about afterwards. Not while we're recording, because I'm trying to work on some things and I need to see her help for them. I've talked about it on the show, so I mean it doesn't really matter. I've talked about it. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. The one cool thing I've gotten to do recently, and this is going back to our it's our pace lap section. I don't give a damn. It's my show. I can do whatever I want.
Exactly.
I gotta give a big shout out to the Stickers and Scuff podcast. They brought me on for an episode. Have you had a chance to hear that or see it?
No, not yet. I'm not.
All right. Well, I did mention your name. I did mention your name in there. But I got to admit that was the weirdest feeling ever.
Really?
On here, how many times do we have the interviews been turned around on me? Or how many times have I been the guest?
I do remember one person, and I can't remember who it was, that turned it right around on you.
John Carly's done it. John Carly did it. I think Chris Lawrence has done it. Who else has done it? There's a couple other guys on there on my list here that have done it.
Definitely someone that did it when I was on here. It was like sometime this year. I don't know if it was Scott.
Now you're gonna make me go to my list here.
You have to go rewatch them all. Someone did.
Someone did, and if oh, here we go. Contest time. Because I have a freaking tumbler I need to give away here. Back in July, my friend over at Taylor to You, Taylor Sheen, gave me a blank tumbler. To date, it has almost all of our drivers' signatures on it. If you guys can tell me who turned the interview around on me and started interviewing me on the True North Racing podcast, the first one to find it and send it to me and tell me who it was will win the tumbler. I think that's a pretty fair.
Uh-huh.
Now
I'm just thinking back, it was not Scott.
No, I'm looking back through
I
here.
did that. I mean, if I think of it, I ain't gonna say it, but
you can tell me afterwards, or you can text me it, and we'll see there. Yeah. Okay. No, I see it. It's the only one I can think of. It's the only I'm looking at his name right now. But if it's So Megan and I are going to go back through our interviews. We're going to see who it was. When this episode drops, you guys will have however long, whoever finds it for me will get the tumbler. What do you think about that?
Sounds good.
All right, so there it is. There's your challenge, guys. You guys have to find out who turned the interview around on me and start interviewing me. There's your challenge, and you guys have till whoever gives me the first guess. I need to get rid of that tumbler, so it's just gonna be the best way possible. I said I wanted to do a giveaway before the end of the year, and what better way than to have a signed cup with all JoMo Media drivers attached to it? Not all, most of the JoMo Media drivers from 2022 on there. Yeah, let's slide over into Gasoline Alley.
All right. So to celebrate our champions over the last couple of weeks, Jon and myself have talked to a few champions and have compiled their interviews. First up is Thomas Wunsch, driver of the number 47 mini stock at Full Throttle Motor Speedway.
All right, guys, our first guest here in our Champions Edition is the driver of, oh crap, is it the 47?
Yes.
It's the 47 mini stock at Full Throttle Motor Speedway, Thomas Wunsch. Thomas, man, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you so much. First of all, congratulations on your 2022 championship. And I think this is the first, this is going to be definitely a repeat champion on here, which is awesome. How'd your season go?
It was good. It was a good season, winning the championship. Had a lot of highs. Winning the championship, every race is just a big highlight for me. And going to all those invitationals like Full Throttle, Dave Wilson Memorial, Boss of the Beach at Sauble, Sunset Velocity, and Flamborough Frosttoberfest.
Okay, that's
Sorry.
it's all good. Sorry about that, Thomas. So clearly you had a great season, won the championship. You had some fun traveling around. Obviously going to the invitationals. What kind of feeling was that going to all these other tracks? Even as a champion in the mini stock ranks, and also I'm going to ask because I can't remember from last year. Was this your first time traveling?
Yes, I have been to Sauble in 2021, but for my second time going to Sauble, it was still a brand new track. I was nervous, but I really loved all of those tracks. It was amazing, and I'm excited to go to them next year.
That's awesome. So being a back-to-back mini stock champion, how do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I'm excited to go to different tracks, though. I'm gonna try and move on and learn lots of new tracks. So
that's awesome, man.
yeah.
I want to briefly bring up Full Throttle Motor Speedway because that is where obviously you were the champion.
Mm-hmm.
For any of our listeners who don't know much about Full Throttle Motor Speedway, do you want to give us a little bit of a rundown about the track?
Well, it's an awesome track for new learning, and it's smaller than a lot of those other tracks. It's just a quarter mile, but it's my favorite track, and it's just an awesome track to me. I'm gonna miss it.
So what are your off-season plans?
Well, I'm gonna work on my car, and I have a snowmobile. I'm 12 now. I can get my license for the trails, and I'm gonna have fun with friends and family. Not too much with racing.
No more riding on the kiddie. No more riding on the back seat of someone on the trail. Now he gets to ride himself.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're 12. Or you're gonna be 12?
Yeah.
That's impressive, man. Like 2 mini stock holy.
Thank you.
I know that was my thought last year too. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna be honest, Thomas. When I was redoing all this, I was like, oh yeah, I had Thomas on last year. He was the kid stock champion, and then I looked at my posting, I looked at everything, and I'm like, no, he was the mini stock champion.
Yeah.
I being 12, obviously racing against a lot of guys a lot older than you.
Yeah.
What's been the pressure like for you?
It's been a lot of pressure just being a 12-year-old compared to like 30-year-olds. They're
Oh, that
more
just hit me in my heart right
experienced.
now. Sorry, man. I'm 30, so like that just hit me right in the heart. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty nerve-wracking racing 30-year-olds. I'm only 12, but I find I can compete with them well, and I'm getting more and more comfortable with them each time I'm out there.
that's awesome, man.
Holy. So do you have any plans for your 2023 season?
Well, travel around more to all those tracks, like I mentioned. That's really what I'm excited to do for next year. And I'm not sure. I might go back to Varney and do some races, but we'll see.
So next year, you guys are more or less going to be running just an outlaw schedule, kind of running wherever you guys want.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't think any points. I'm just gonna go like different track every single weekend. So
see, that's always fun to do because I as much as you learn a lot, you kind of it's repetition when you run as many laps as you do at a certain track, and then you go to another track and you got to learn it, and I find like that's a lot more fun. With you guys being located where you guys are you, and you mentioned Sauble, Flamborough, Varney, Sunset, do you have any plans to go to Peterborough and either run autumn colors or even just go out there for a night?
yeah, I really do want to try Peterborough. I didn't get to because it was Thanksgiving and I wanted to spend time with family. So
that's understandable.
Right. So maybe not autumn colors, but definitely I will go to some Peterborough races next year.
Now, the one thing I'll say is keep an eye on turn 1.
Oh, yeah.
If you ask anyone, turn 1.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah.
Is there any sponsors you want to thank for getting you through the 2022 season?
Yeah, I would like to thank all my sponsors: Landshark Lager, Dave Schulman Flooring, Jonathan Schwemmler Race Cars, and Dipples Family Garage. And I would like to thank all my crew, my mom, my dad, Dwight Robinson, and I would like to also thank all those friends and family and fans coming out watching me every weekend. And yeah.
That's awesome, man. Well, is there any other words you would like to say before we let you off here?
Yes, I would like to thank JoMo for having me. Thank you.
No problem, man. Well, congratulations on your championship for 2022. That is Thomas Wunsch, the 2022 mini stock champion at Full Throttle Motor Speedway.
Thank you.
Now joining our champions episode is the Great Lakes Legend Series champion, Kenny McNicol Jr.
Hello, everybody.
No. So how was your 2022 season?
It was definitely an interesting season. I never expected to be racing for a championship, to be honest, but we got a call and asked to drive some cars, so I showed up, and one thing led to another, and ended up winning the championship.
Nice.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. You let's talk about a little bit about the Great Lakes Legend Series here. How did you get involved in that? And I think that was their inaugural season. So kind of how did the whole deal come about for you?
They needed a driver for one of their cars, so I had one of the guys, I think it was Frank Wall, contacted me of Quick there and asked me if I could drive, and for them that night, and I said, sure. And from then it was just I helped them out, they helped me out, and we got along great.
Whereabouts did the season? Whereabouts did the series take you? Because I know it mixed between asphalt and dirt.
Yeah, we did out at Grand Bend Speedway. We started there. We were down at Humberstone, SOMS. We were there once, up to Varney, Flamborough, and then we did a Grand Bend road course too, which was different and neat.
How was that layout? Because I saw the day's events for that, but how did that layout look, and what area did they use for that?
They used the Grand Bend road course here. They had it set up there, and it was worked out to be about 25 minutes long, the race, and about a minute a lap, so it was a fairly half decent sized road course.
That'd be cool. So what was it like winning the championship?
It was I've won a few championships before, so it's always a good feeling for sure.
That's always good. What are your plans for the off season?
Starting to rebuild some cars and get set up for next year, I guess.
You know what? That's always the easy thing to say, is just start getting ready and get set up. And
well, that's really all there is to do. Like I don't know what my plans are exactly for next year yet, but I'm sure I'll get it sorted out soon enough.
Well, that just ruined our next question there. Because that's exactly what our question was. What were your plans for next year?
Yeah.
Kenny, is there anyone you want to thank for getting you to victory lane, to the championship? Is there anyone you want to thank for getting you there?
Definitely. Like I couldn't have done it without my family, my fiance, my kids. We raced together down at all of us ran one race together, and we made history there, the whole family racing in the same night, so that was kind of fun. Rob Indig and those guys with the Great Lakes, and Dan and all those guys, like obviously I wouldn't have had a season without them because I was driving their cars all summer, so all those guys, like, couldn't do it without any of them.
Actually, I do want to touch on that real quick, because you like you said, you guys just made history having 4 family members all race in the same race. It was yourself, it was Jen, it was Haley, and Zach, was it?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, how cool was that to be on the same track with your entire family?
It's very fun, but you like to watch how they do too, right? So it's I don't love racing with them because I want to watch them and see how they're doing, but at the same time, if I can get out far enough ahead, I can usually see them. But that doesn't always happen anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm, if I'm not mistaken, I think I was at Flamborough that night, and I seen that all 4 of you guys were racing, and I was like, I made sure I got up to that fence to watch that race, because I was like, this is, I don't know how many times you're gonna see this in a lifetime, so like, might as well at least watch some history.
Yeah, it was definitely a great opportunity for all of us, and it's got lots of attention for sure.
Absolutely. Well, we're not going to keep you too much longer. We do want to thank you for jumping on with us this week. Congratulations on your championship for 2022, and we hope to see you at the track in 2023.
For sure.
All right, man. You have yourself a great night, okay?
All right, you guys too.
All right, bye now.
Bye.
What a year it was for champions. We want to congratulate all the champions on a season well deserved. Enjoy the banquets and the off season. We're not done for the season, as we've been hard at work lining up guests to cover the off season. We are moving to an every other week. If you have questions for checkers or wreckers, message us your topic or stay tuned to JoMo Media social media.
Thank you guys for listening to the True North Racing Podcast. Stay up to date on everything going on by following us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to keep up to date to all the latest content from JoMo Media Promotions. From Megan Mitchell, I'm John Morrison. We'll see y'all next week. Bye now.
Peace out.
Car racing, gotta get it hype. Saturday night under the lights, hear the engine rooming by. Smell the gas and feel the vibe, going into overdrive. Drop the flag, then the